Hi and welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Please subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comments section, please. I'll like and share the video as well. Talking WWE Elimination Chamber 2020. This is my predictions video. Only 6 matches announced at the time of making this video. And if we're being brutally honest, I'm not going to be negative about the event, but I do think it lacks a little bit of star power. Now, it could be slightly controversial there, but when you look at the Knights of the Fiend, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, none of those in action here. Seth Rollins is on the guard, thankfully, as well as AJ Styles. But yeah, this match, this pay-per-view rather, is a stopgap in between on the road to WrestleMania. So it's going to be interesting to see how and what this will be linked into making matches going into WrestleMania 36. So without further ado, let's go into the card and give my first prediction, which is the United States Championship match, Andrade against Humberto Carrillo. I believe that the plan seems to be in WWE to get Carrillo over. They seem hell-bent on doing so. So they've booked him in certainly a better way in the last month or so since his return than what they were doing towards the back end of last year. I think that as well, Andrade has been suspended. He's come back. He's lost a couple of matches recently. It does make me wonder if there's another few weeks left in that title reign. But I think that we are going to get a new champion here. That's what my feeling is telling me at this point. So Humberto Carrillo for me will be the new United States champion, and possibly could lead into maybe a fatal 4-way or some sort of ladder match at WrestleMania. I can see Andrade, Angel Garza, and Rey Mysterio all being involved in the US title picture. We'll have to wait and see as that goes. But I do think that Carrillo will become the new champion here at Elimination Chamber. A safer prediction for me on this next one, the Raw Tag Team Championships. We've got the new champions, the Street Profits, who won the belts on Raw, going to be taking on Seth Rollins and Murphy. It's a rematch clause almost involved with this match, and I went with the champions at Super Showdown. And yeah, then we got the title change on Raw. I'm going to do exactly the same as Super Showdown. I'm going to go for the champions to retain. Will Kevin Owens be involved here once again? Almost like a copy and paste as we got on Raw to solidify that match with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It is quite likely that could happen, but one way or another, I do see the Street Profits retaining. Next, we'll look at the no disqualification match, Aleister Black against AJ Styles. I was a bit saddened to see Aleister Black lose his unbeaten run on Raw and SmackDown since he's become a singles competitor. It's been near enough 11 long months that he's actually been, unbeaten, and not such a big deal was made of it when AJ Styles won on Raw. Of course, Aleister Black had gone through Gallows and Anderson beforehand, so it wasn't exactly a clean victory. But looking into this match now, it's a no DQ match. It does give you the belief that the favour is in AJ Styles' court here, a 3-on-1 situation. Does make me wonder, is The Undertaker going to appear here, especially with the way AJ Styles won the match on Raw, taunting the Phenom. And of course, the Phenom did return and chokeslam to beat AJ Styles at the Super Showdown. So it makes me think that that match is locked for WrestleMania. It's a definite, the rumour mill was correct. So with Aleister Black being quite a dark character, I'm going to go for an Aleister Black win with The Undertaker going to actually interfere here. I think he can take out Gallows and Anderson and probably make this a one-on-one match, and probably will give AJ Styles a bit of a shock, and I think that will lead with a black mass, and we'll get our 3 count. So that's the way I believe it's going to go, but of course WWE could easily go the route here of keeping AJ Styles strong going into WrestleMania, and certainly would be a creditable person to beat Aleister Black once again. And for me, I've predicted that this would be a cluster. I would love this to be a solid one-on-one match with no interference, because I do think these two could put on a 5-star match. This has got potential to be an amazing match, but we'll have to see how it's going to be booked and how it's going to go. But for my final prediction, I think The Undertaker will get involved, and I think Aleister Black will get his win back after losing on Monday Night Raw. Next, we'll look at the Intercontinental Championship match, a 3-on-1 handicap match. Braun Strowman going to defend against Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. Now, I'm quite happy this match has been put together, because I'm quite a fan of the trio of Nakamura, Cesaro, and Zayn. I find them quite entertaining each and every week on SmackDown. The only thing I would say is that I don't really want to see all 3 of them buried here and lose to Braun Strowman clean. So I do wonder with the 3-on-1 handicap match situation if they got a different idea for Braun Strowman going into WrestleMania. Is there going to be a different program for the Intercontinental Championship? It could easily be seen that Nakamura could get the belt back. My head is telling me that Braun Strowman is going to win this match, though. Although my heart says to me that the 3-on-1 is too much, something tells me that Braun Strowman is going to walk away still IC champion. But for the good of predictions and for the good of wrestling and for the good of Nakamura, Cesaro and Zayn, I am going to go for the 3 to beat the 1 on this occasion because they did such a good job of it on SmackDown last week. I wonder what will happen this week. The build-up normally to the show before the pay-per-view lets me usually know what way it probably is going to go. But as we're not at that stage at this moment, I'm going to have to just guess. And although I think in my head it's Braun Strowman, my heart says that Nakamura will hold the IC title again. I think and I hope WWE has realised that they probably made a mistake here putting the title on Strowman because Strowman is a guy that should be going for the main championship. He's not a mid-card guy. He is a top-level guy. Sometimes it's nice to see the mid-card titles on main event talent players because it elevates the championship. But in this instance for me, it just feels like it just doesn't fit together. And that's just an opinion. I could be very wrong. But I think that it was perfectly in the home of Nakamura. Maybe it could lead towards a build towards a WrestleMania match here. We'll have to wait and see. I always believed that the WrestleMania match was going to be Strowman versus Sheamus for the IC title. But we'll have to wait and see. But like I say, I'm going with my heart, not with my head. Nakamura, Cesaro and Zayn to pick up the win. But I'm pretty sure I'm wrong with that prediction. So let's go to the Elimination Chamber matches and let's go to the more predictable one first. The Women's Elimination Chamber match and the winner takes on Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And of course, the competitors involved here are Natalya, Shayna Baszler, Asuka, and of course the former Riot Squad members Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Sarah Logan. Now, although this is very predictable, I'm going to be very quick. Shayna Baszler is going to pick up the victory. It is Baszler against Lynch at WrestleMania. I think that the strong booking here is if Asuka, by the way, who is injured on Raw, can go in this match, should be the final competitor and that should be put to sleep by Baszler. I think that's the strongest statement they can make going for Baszler into WrestleMania. The way I'd like to see this booked, I would like to see the Riot Squad as the first 3 members in the chamber. I think that has an interesting dynamic to the storytelling of this match because of once they were in Elimination Chamber as a team trying to win the Women's Tag Team Championships. Now they're all against each other trying to become a number 1 contender going into Mania. So that's the way I'd like to see it booked at the start. We can get Natalya in 4th. Asuka in 5th. I do believe we're going to get Natalya and Asuka have some sort of program which will lead them going for the Women's Tag Team Championships into WrestleMania. Perhaps we could get Natalya and Beth Phoenix as a team against the Kabuki Warriors. And of course, that leaves Baszler completely free to take on Becky Lynch. So that's my prediction for the match. Baszler to win. She'll go on to take on Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Last but not least, and the reason I put this last is because it's the match I'm looking forward to the most for a long time in Elimination Chamber history because I love a tag team Elimination Chamber match. I think it's the first time since 2015 they're doing this, and the 6 teams here, I think there's a lot of exciting and a lot of potentials you can have involved in this match. So let's go through the teams. We've got the champions, of course, Miz and Morrison. We've got the Usos. We've got the New Day. We've got Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, Heavy Machinery, and a surprise element of the Lucha House Party. Now, Lucha House Party are in there. I believe the Revival have not been put in because of the fact they've not agreed new deals with the company. I do think the Revival would have been a better shout, but I understand why WWE has opted for the Lucha House Party. Plus, we need a team that's to go out first, and that team also can fly around the cage. They will add something to the match, even if they're not in it for very long. So that's what I would say with that. The only thing here for me is what does it lead into WrestleMania? I think it's the most unpredictable match of the evening. And something just makes me feel that because Miz and Morrison are so obnoxious, they're going to probably lose the belts quite quickly here. And it can lead to many teams going into a match at WrestleMania. I have a feeling the direction for WrestleMania right now, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, will be Miz and Morrison, the Usos, and the New Day, 3 teams in the triple threat tag team match for those SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So for me, it's one of those 3 teams. I'm going to go for the Usos to pick up the victory because I remember the New Day saying a couple of weeks ago that they'd had more title wins, tag team title wins, than the Usos. 1 more reign, in fact. So it would make, for me, a little bit of sense to gel those 3 teams together by doing that because then they can have where they want to renew their program with the New Day and Miz and Morrison feel they're entitled to a rematch. That way we can build those 3 teams together. So I think the Usos are going to walk away the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Elsewhere in the cage as well, we cannot forget Dolph Ziggler and Otis. Of course, they've got a rivalry going on, which is linked in with Mandy Rose. It will be interesting to see if Mandy or Sonya are involved in any form in this match. Who stopped Otis from going on that date on time? Will Tucker Knight turn heel on his own tag team partner? I'm not so sure on that one, but perhaps it's a potential. It's a storyline that could happen, especially if Otis will be pushed as a single star come WrestleMania season. Did Dolph Ziggler do it? Did Bobby Roode do it? Will we get any answers at all? But those two teams are definitely an eye to keep on here. It could be a tag team match that goes into WrestleMania on the kickoff with Mandy Rose as the special referee. We'll have to wait and see. Or we could simply just get Otis versus Dolph. So there's a lot of ideas we could get there. But what I say putting that all together there is there's a lot of ingredients that can make a very special Elimination Chamber match. And with so many great performers, we've got the high-flying skills there. Kofi Kingston was amazing in the Chamber this time last year. Him, Morrison, Lucha House Party and Usos all can fly around. You've got the muscle and heavy machinery in Big E, and you've got some great technical ability as well from Roode and from Ziggler. And of course, you've got the cockiness and the personality of The Miz. There's a lot in there that can really put this and make this a magical Elimination Chamber match. So that's all from me anyway, talking a WWE Elimination Chamber. If any matches are added, I'll do my best to get on the channel and give a prediction for you. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, then please drop a like, a share. Please subscribe to the channel, and do remember that Ask SCW will be coming back this weekend as well. But that's all from me. I'll see you next time here on YouTube.com. This is SCW, the Wrestling Channel.